Okay, so it builds it, then we're going to mirror this to 48, 50. We're going to mirror this. So under geometry, we select transforms and you go to mirror. And under the input section, cylinder 14, we keep input objects. And on the plane of reflection, under the Z, we select 58 meters. And we go selected. It gives us this. So this is built, as you can see. Okay, so we move on to the next step, which will also add in another mirror. So this, the fifth mirror that we've added, we're going to add another mirror. The transforms, partitions, transforms, and mirror. Locate the input section, choose cylinder 14. We keep the input objects, and on the point of plane of reflection under the x-axis, we make it 1 meter. Okay. And under the y text field to same 1m. And under the normal vector to the plane of reflection, under the x field, type 1. And the y field, we type -1. And under the z field, it will be 0. And we go ahead to build selected. Okay, so we have this and that built. In the geometry toolbar, let's click transforms again to choose a rotate. Settings window, under the input section, we choose cylinder 14. And we locate the rotation section. And under the angle, it's going to start at 0 degrees to 180. Degrees. Let me just put it in there. 0 degrees. 180. 0 to 180. And we are going to build selected. So we have it built now. And under the geometry, we're going to add another booleans and partitions. Choose a union. And I'm going to locate the top structure. I'm going to clear this interior boundaries. And we locate the selection of resulting objects entities. And we want to contribute this part to steel. We add another union. That's the set union. And for the set union, input objects will be steel. And we're going to clear the keep interior. Checkbox. So we've cleared that part. And we're going to add another cylinder. And under the size and shape, the radius is going to be 0.8 meters. And height is going to be 4. And under the X field position, we type -14. Under the Z field, we type 4. And under the Y field, we type 14. We have -4, 14, and 4. Locate the resulting entities and we select the checkbox. And from the show in physics, let's select off. And we are going to build this. We have it here. And go back to the geometry. Transforms and array. I'm going to choose array. And input section. For this, we're going to select the 15. And under the size X axis, we're going to type 2. And under the Y axis, we're going to type 2. And also under the Z field it's going to be 3. And we go to the displacement section. The X field 28. The Y field 28. Z field 10. And we go ahead to build selected. So as you can see, they're built. So we add another cylinder. Locate the size and shape, and under the radius, make it 0.8 meters, height 4 meters. The X field position -14 meters. Position under the Y field. We maintain the 0, and under the Z field will be 21. And we locate the selection of resulting entities. We check this box and we contribute this show physics off. And we build selected. We have this here. So move on to the next part where we add another rotation. So under the geometry, go to transforms and rotate. Under the input section, cylinder 16. And under the angle, range will be from 90 degrees. Step 90 degrees. Step up at 360 degrees. And we go to add an array, transforms, and we add an array. And we select cylinder 16. And under the size selection, Z field is 7 meters. So just 7. And under the displacement under X, we have 28 meters. Y field, we have negative is 28. This minus 28. And under the Z field, we have 10. We select the resulting object selections. And showing is off. You contribute this to to okay, so that's under array 3. We have this off. Select to steal and we build and you see. Okay. Select to steal, build. Now we move to selection, geometry. Okay, so this side is supposed to be contributed to steel, but I just noticed that under I've not defined where steel should be. So we go back to cylinder 15, where we made the size shape as 0.8, height 4. When we come down to selection of the resulting entities, we are going to define a new cumulative selection. I hope you understand. So we've already made changes over here. Now we're going to select a new one. So I'm going to click new, and under this dialog, this name for this selection, we're going to type zinc, and that'll be okay. So now this new is now zinc. Okay, so now let's go back to where we were. And you're going to select this, contribute this to sync. And you're going to build selected. Okay. So now we've contributed all these things to sync, as you can see. Okay, so we move to the next one. We're going to click on results. I wanted us to highlight the result, but let's move on. Let's move to geometry. In the geometry, we're going to select selections. So I'm going to look for selections from here. And I'm going to select union selection. So this label foot, I'm going to indicate all electrodes. I'm going to select an object, and I'm going to add steel and zinc. This is zinc, and this is steel. This is zinc, and this is steel. Okay. I'm going to click OK. So I've added the steel and zinc. And look the resulting selection as well. From the show physics, we selected boundary selection. And the geometry toolbar, we're going to look for a work plane. Okay. We've added our work plane. And we want to add a plane geometry. We want to select plane geometry. The plane geometry is here. Click on the plane geometry. So in the work plane, we select a circle. The size and the shape of the circle radius is going to be 50 m. The sector is going to be 90 degrees. The rotation angle is going to be 180 degrees. We go to the work thing one. We're going to add an extrude. After we are done, we're going to add an extrude. We've added our circle. Now we're going to add an extrude, which is going to be under extrude. And extrude. We're just going to select the VP one only, the work plane only. Locate the distance section, and it's going to be 92 meters. That's how the selection will be. And the build selected. So we should have something like this. I'm going to click Booleans. Go to Booleans and you choose the difference. Okay, so we select this only. And from the objects to subtract, we select all electrodes and we build selected. So let's look for the, okay. So this is what we get. Choose the wireframe rendering on this way you can see. So basically this brings us to the end of building this 3D geometry. So I hope you're able to do to this pattern. If there are any questions, kindly let me know. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.